Good Tuesday morning. It's currently 10 o'clock in the morning, 48 degrees. Got a south-south wind blowing at 5 to 15 mile an hour. Got the boat in tow, as you can see. I'm actually heading to a lake this morning I've never fished before in my life. I didn't have a guide trip today, so I figured I'd go do something different rather than fishing the same stuff over and over and over. This lake I've heard has got crappie, it's got bass, who knows what else, but only one way to find out. We're gonna go and see what we can find, so y'all stay tuned. Made it here at the ramp. Pretty off the beaten path, but we'll get the boat in the water and we'll go see if we can find some fishes. Well, thank goodness I got this half-ton Chevy with Duramax in it, because I needed a lot of torque and four-wheel drive. I started to put in at that other ramp and I started to back down and my trailer fell off the ramp. My axle got stuck, but I was able to give it a little bump and go and put it in four-wheel drive, and I crawled right up out of it, thank goodness. But found another ramp down here by the dam, so this one seems a lot better. Little gravel ramp, but I got in just fine. So let's get this boat unhooked and go find some fish finally. Doing a little once-over quick inspection after trying to pull it over that broken ramp. Everything looks pretty good, still solid. I think I just got the tires down over it, and luckily I was able to hee-haw it up over that thing, so we're gonna go get in the boat now. All right, we're on the water, got the graph up, ready to fish. I got my bass rod out, paired with a Cyclops quarter-ounce jig head and a sonar minnow. Got my long crappie rods over here, 1039. I got 12 and 13 and a half. Got hair jigs and plastics on them. So we're ready for anything that comes up on the screen. This lake is so small, I really don't have to run anywhere. I can pretty much cover the whole lake on my trolling motor, I think. So first things first, we're gonna put our power poles down, put our power brakes in the water, and let's get to looking. All right, I've been cruising around here, scanning open water. Seen quite a few fish out here floating around, nothing of any size yet. But I just found my first piece of structure. Looks like a big cedar tree or something of that sort, and it's got some crappie on it. So I picked up my 12-foot 1039. I got a quarter-ounce Dragon Master weight, the 16th Cyclops paired with the Snacky Lures FS 300 purple and chartreuse. Let's see if we can catch some here. Water's kind of dirty, so this purple and chartreuse is a really nice color combo for dirty water. So let's drop down in there and see what we can pull out. Got a few sitting right on the very top here. Looks like a decent fish. There's one kind of peeling off there right now. So I'm gonna go for this one sitting still. They're there. There's a good one right here, up a little higher it looks like. See if I can get to him. Right there. Being a little stubborn. There he comes. Come on. Oh no, it turned away. That's a giant. If that's a crappie, it looks like it. Normally bigger crappie don't stick to structure this time of year, but gotta go where the fish are. That's where he's at. I'm right on top of, oh, there's a fish, not the one I seen. But got our skunk out, decent fish, not too bad. Probably a 12-incher. Not bad for the first fish, I'll take it. Cool. Alright, getting back on this pile. I see a good one down in there. I think it's the same one I missed a minute ago. Here he comes. Oh no, I caught a different one. Small fish, not the one I was after. He stole it from that big one. Little guy. That big fish still there. Go down. So he's about 6 foot out, about 12 foot deep. right there. I think the bigger fish moved out here to open water. See if I can find them. Looks like one right here. See if I can get a bait in front of them. See, he's about 13 foot deep. Get that bait in front of him. Oh, he's kind of moving. He's taking off. Look at this, another pile of fish. Most of them are small, look like they're suspended up against a big boulder right here. Bunch of small fish. So all I'm doing here is paying attention to my mapping graph, that 10-inch unit right there. And so I'm kind of hanging along this main channel off to my left side. And I'm kind of zigzagging up and down through here. There's a flat off to my right side, the main channel off to my left. I'm kind of just crisscrossing back and forth, kind of looking both deep and shallow. There's tons of bait I can see, all shad. Now there's a couple smaller crappie I've seen intertwined with them. Could be some bass out here in this channel. But most of them look to be pretty small, so I'm just going to keep on going down through here and keep my eyes peeled. Found a laydown up here. It's got fish all over, but they look to be pretty small, most of them. Now, however, I do see a pretty decent one right here. Let's take a look. So I'm looking at this fish here, possibly this one too. That looks like a crappie. Let's see. Where'd he go? He went down somewhere underneath that tree. Wow, I don't know. So far, the fishing isn't much to brag about just yet, but definitely some hunting goes on here. You can see a duck blind there. Got some decoys out there. I'm following this channel, trying to find some fish. There's the boat ramp I was originally at earlier, so winding my way down this lake and gonna keep on looking. Well, I've been working this lake. I'm probably about 3/4 of the way through it on the trolling motor. Haven't seen a whole lot other than mainly shad, but I'm going to keep on moving along and see what I can find, but so far, nothing to brag about. So I've covered this entire lake on my trolling motor. I finally got up in here. There's a creek that feeds this lake. There seems to be a little depth here on my mapping, so I'm going to get back in here. A lot of this is silted in, as you can see. So I have no clue what we're gonna find. Hopefully find something, because so far it's been deader than a doornail for the most part, other than them fish I found down by the dam in deep water. But gonna keep on looking. We're in real shallow water. We're only about 4 foot deep here, but I do see a little bit of depth up here on my map. So we're gonna try to wind through this creek and see what we can find. Some real skinny water back here, but there is some depth, so I've been wiggling my way back through here. We're gonna keep on looking. Definitely don't want to run your boat down through here by any means. I just went over some foot deep water, but we're almost up here. This next bend on my mapping shows some depth up here, so only one way to find out. I've always wondered, so while I'm here, might as well check it out. Be good hunting up in here, if anything. I found a beaver hotel up here. Look at all these trees. You can tell they've been chewing on them. Tons of trees up here just chewed off. Then if I scan around, look on the other side here. Look at all them holes. 1, 2, 3, 4. Big old beaver dam right there. But got into some shad right here, a little bit of deeper water. I'm seeing some bigger fish, so I'm thinking they're bass, so we're gonna cast around a little bit and see if I can catch one. Got up here to this next bend, found some shad, so that means there's gotta be fish in here, so gonna keep snaking our way through here, see how far I can go, and hopefully find some fish, whether that's bass or crappie or something. I just seen something big up here going up towards the bank. There's a beaver slide right there. Definitely some beaver life. There's another beaver slide right there. Seeing some trees chewed up. So, some beavers, of course. I see some bass up here. 16 foot away, right on the bottom. Fish on. Sure enough, it is a bass. A little one, though. But I caught him. So, at least I caught one fish in here so far. A little bitty dude. Well, I didn't get that one on film, but I did find some crappie in here. Small ones, nothing big, but that's another species off the list in here. Got another crappie. Little guy. Well, I think it's safe to say I can mark this lake off my list. I ran the whole entire lake on trolling motor all the way up into this creek. I seen some bass, seen some crappie, caught a little bit of both. Neither of them very big. I caught one decent crappie. Had a few others I thought were big, and I know I seen some pretty good bass, but I couldn't get them to fire on anything I was throwing, so I'm gonna take it real nice and easy all the way back to the boat ramp. And while I'm doing that, I brought me some venison summer sausage off the deer I shot a couple weeks ago. Just picked it up from the processor yesterday, so gonna snack on some summer sausage, idle out of this creek all the way back to the ramp, and we'll see you back at the truck. Well, I made it back to the ramp in one piece, as you can see. Boat's loaded up on the trailer, and I'd say this was a bust for fishing, but I mean, had to go and find out for myself. Can't just take somebody's word for it, but at least now I know I can check that off the list. Let's say this lake's good for hunting primarily. That's about it. Like I said, I've seen some crappie, seen some bass, but nothing to brag about by any means. But I think I may go hit another lake. Let's find out and see if I end up doing that. Well, surprise, surprise, you thought I was done fishing. No, sir. I actually made a little trip over to another little city lake. I've been here one time before. I have fished it. I know it's got bass and crappie in it. It's a little cleaner water, got some boat docks. Don't have real high expectations as far as the crappie goes. I know it's mainly stunted. I've caught a couple decent ones here and there, but I know it's got some pretty decent bass, so we'll put the boat in the water and we'll go fishing. This lake is a lot better maintained as far as maintenance and everything goes. There's some algae here, so I gotta be real careful. But get this thing unhooked. So again, this lake is pretty small. Also, I can cover most of it on the trolling motor. So we're probably going to start over here in this little pocket with these docks, and I'm probably going to start bass fishing. I'm throwing that casting rod with a Cyclops jig head and a sonar minnow, and we'll see what we can find. Looks like we got some life out here. I see some bigger objects out here that could possibly be bass suspended underneath them shad up high, I think. So we're going to cast out there. We're going to find out. Good cast. I see a pretty good one suspended. Oh yeah, here we go. Getting close. Right there. That was great. Fish on. I'll be darned, it's crappie. Pretty decent one too. That is not what I thought that was. But I'll take it. First fish, first cast. Heck yeah. Got a big brush pile right here. It's got crappie all over it, suspended around it. The bigger ones look to be suspended. So we'll see if they'll bite this big minnow. That one did, so maybe so. I'm coming across one right now. Here he comes. Maybe. Oh, he chased it all the way to the boat. Didn't take it, but there's a whole bunch more. Look how shallow them are over here. They don't look very big. A little wolf pack of suspended fish right here. I believe they're crappie. They're sitting dead still. So let's go down and see if I can get them to eat. I see one pretty decent one in there, and he's the deepest out of them. Coming right over the top of me right now. Yep, come on. Got a little one. Little one bumped it. Right there, perfect. Here he comes. Got it, fish on. He wasn't even that big. But he ate that sonar minnow and that cyclops. They're cold. It says water temp's 45. It was 39 at the last lake. Fish on. Big old crappie out there suspended. Nice crappie. Well, I decided to change it up. Decided to downsize my bait here. I had a lot of followers and a lot of chasers. Throwing that 1/4 ounce, I think it was just swinging by them too fast and falling too fast. So I downsized to an 1/8 ounce cyclops. And I went down to a smaller bait as well. This is the Cutthroat Trick'em series. It actually sits in that jig head real nicely. So we're going to throw this around for a little bit. Hopefully catch a few fish before the sun goes down. So let's put it in the water and get to work. This lake has some good structure. That looks like a big cable wire spool. And I've seen a couple more of them throughout the lake. It's got a bunch of good structure. There's lots of trees, laydowns, big boulders, docks. I mean, all the ingredients are here. I'm just not seeing a ton of fish. There is some shad, so that's good. I've seen some crappie, most of them being small. I've caught a few decent ones. I have seen some bass. I've thrown on them, chased them around. I've had them run all the way up to the boat and then turn around. But that's just fishing sometimes. Can't control what happens, but I'm going to keep on working around these banks and kind of scanning this open water and shooting at these banks, seeing if I can find anything. So we'll just keep fishing. Here comes a fish. Oh, he didn't take it. Oh, he's coming back. Fish on. Had to be real patient with that one. Just a small crappie. He's skinny. He ate that 1/8 ounce cyclops and that Cutthroat tricked him though. Fish out here floating. 36 foot out. About 5 foot deep. Beautiful cast. Here he comes. Fish on. That was awesome. That was a good cast. Decent crappie. That's 2 fish in a row back to back. All 1/8 ounce cyclops. Put him in the boat. My lord, look at the pile of shad. I did see a couple bigger fish sitting on top of them. Let's cast and find out. Great cast. Here he comes. Fish on. I don't think this is a crappie. I think this is a bass. Boy, he's fighting good. Yes, it is. We got a bass on. Finally, a good one. Awesome. Nice bass. Boat flipped him. Look at that. That couldn't have gone any better. Check it out. That made it all worth it right there. Look at that. Beautiful fish. Beautiful fish. Nice and healthy. About a 3-pounder. Look at the mouth on that. What a beautiful fish. I caught that on video as well. That couldn't have gone any more perfect. That made it all worth it right there. That is a school of shad. Got a fish out here sitting by itself. Looks like a pretty good one. About to come right over the top of him. Here we go. Little shake. Here he comes. Fish on. Yes, sir. Oh, he came off right there. No. Got another one on, guys. Big old white bass. That's a big white bass. I didn't even know these were in here. That's the only one I've seen or caught so far. But he smoked it. He was cruising around in them shad. Got one suspended by itself up here. Coming down. Here we go. Fish on. Crappie, I believe. Yep. Good catch, good catch. Looks like a pretty good fish right here. Coming to him, getting there. Here we go. He's following it. Fish on. Nice crappie. Oh yeah. Real nice. That's probably one of the better ones I've caught out of this lake. He's not real fat, but he's long. Nice. I see a good one. Right there. Here he comes. Got him. Nice crappie. Yes, sir. Nice fish right there. Good one. Okay, we got a good one out here. I believe it's a crappie. Alright, we are coming down to his wheelhouse. Here we go. Right there. Nope, we got the little one chasing it. Looks like a good crappie right here. Here he comes. Got him. He's hammered it. Good eater. Found a monster brush pile here, and I see some good fish sitting right on the top of it. So I'm going to cast out there. We're going to pull it right over the top of these fish. Kind of want these. Oh, here we go. There we go. Fish on. Got him. Decent crappie. Caught him. He ate it pretty good. Nice one. Looks like there's a few more sitting there waiting on me. I want this one right. No, not that one. I caught him anyways. He's not too bad. Wasn't the one I was after. It's a pretty good little fish. They're eating good. I don't normally cast at them, but I was bass fishing. I just stuck with it, never put the rod down, and I downsized a little bit, and they are crushing it. Want that one right there. Here he comes. Got him. Man, gotta love it. A little smaller than the last few, but not too bad. Well guys, it's getting late. It's about 5:12 p.m. Sun's starting to go down. And man, look at that sunset. Ain't that pretty? There ain't a breath of wind out here. The water's like glass as far as you can see. Started off pretty tough today fishing 2 lakes. The first one, not much to brag about. Got to the second one. I spent a lot of time looking, and I finally landed on them. Caught some really nice crappie. Caught some nice bass, even a few white bass. Really sharpened up my casting skills. I feel really good about that. I feel like I did really good. Impressed myself, honestly. A little bitty dot, casting 60, 70 foot out and putting it right on that fish's nose. It is a lot harder than you think. But I did it, and I'm going to call it a day right here. If you made it this far in today's video, make sure you like and subscribe, and I appreciate you watching. We'll catch you on the next one. Tight lines.